What's going on, guys? So the basics of metabolism. Let's go through this and give you a little bit better understanding of what metabolism is. I'm sure you're familiar with the term. You may have an understanding of what it is, but I want to make sure that it's really clear that you guys understand this and have a good understanding of what makes up our metabolism. So the basics of metabolism, first and foremost, another term that a lot of people will use for this is TDEE. Okay, so that's an acronym for total daily energy expenditure, which means this is the total number of calories your body uses on a daily basis. Okay, so there are four main categories that make up our metabolism or our TDEE. We're going to go through this briefly. Again, we're not going to get super in depth here. This is just a basic understanding of what metabolism is. So there's two types of expenditure. The first one makes up the biggest portion of this pie chart, and it is RMR or BMR, resting metabolic rate or basal metabolic rate. Same thing. This one is what is required for your body to stay alive on a daily basis. If somebody were to just simply wake up, not move a muscle all day long and just lay in bed, this is the amount of energy, the amount of calories that would be necessary for them to just continue to exist. Okay. Next, we're getting into the non-resting energy expenditure. The biggest portion of this one is actually what is called NEAT or non-exercise activity thermogenesis, making up 15% of our metabolism. These are things that we do really subconsciously, like without even thinking. They just kind of happen. I think like the most classic example of NEAT is like somebody who sits at their desk all day and just like bounces their leg or is always fidgeting or doing something like that. That is NEAT. Sometimes people can, I don't like, I appreciate the sciencey side of things, guys, but I don't get into that, the weeds of that too much because I just don't feel like it's necessary a lot of the time. Some people may consider walking, just like going for a walk, as non-exercise activity thermogenesis. The bottom line is like, this is a category that is kind of out of our control. Like it's just something that happens. Like I said, it's something that happens subconsciously on a daily basis. So the next one is the thermic effect of food, or TEF. So the foods that we're putting into our body actually burn calories as they're being digested. So this is another big reason why we prioritize protein so much, is because protein is a food that requires more energy to be digested. Okay, so not only does it play a huge role in muscle growth and recovery and stuff like that, but it also plays a role in increasing our overall metabolism on a daily basis. And then lastly, and the one that probably surprises people the most, is EAT or EAT, which is exercise activity thermogenesis. So this one I think is surprising to people because this only makes up 5% of our total daily energy expenditure. And I feel like it's really confusing to people because, or maybe not even confusing, but misunderstood, because I feel like this is where people place the biggest emphasis when it comes to like wanting to improve their physique and stuff, is the exercise, right? Like that's what we all think of. It's like, oh man, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm going to hit it hard. I'm going to transform my body. And don't get me wrong, it does play a role in that, like 100%, but it doesn't play nearly as big of a role as most people think. So guys, this is the basics of metabolism. So your BMR, it makes up 70% of your total daily energy expenditure, followed by your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So again, by simply increasing the amount of steps you're taking on a daily basis, I think it falls into this category. The thermic effect of food. So by eating foods that are a little bit like require more energy to digest, like protein, this is going to increase the thermic effect of food in your body. And then lastly, the exercise activity thermogenesis. So again, guys, basic understanding of metabolism. We're not going to get into any more than that with this video. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, as always, shoot me a message. Let's get into the details.